Hi! For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nicole Kendrick and I'm a beauty guide for LimeLife by Alcone. I created this video simply because I wanted to explain LimeLife's foundation and concealer formula. And I'm going to go over some application techniques. So you may just be new to the foundation and the concealers, or you just might be interested, but you're not quite sure if it's exactly for you. So I'm hoping this video helps with all the information that you need regarding specifically the formula of the foundation and the concealer. The first step to any foundation application is prepping your skin. It's extremely important. You have to prep for success. I'm sure you've heard that before. And to do that, I use LimeLife skincare. This is Due Date Face Oil. It is a skin oil. It's rather thin, as you can see. What I do is I create a little cocktail in my hand. I then also apply Sotox. Sotox is a tightener, a brightener. It's also known as Botox in a bottle. This is going to also help with any kind of hyperpigmentation, sun damage, and it just helps to kind of lighten those areas up over time. It does take consistency. And this is One Drop Wonder. One Drop Wonder is a booster or a catalyst, so it takes anything that you put on your skin and it drives it deeper into the cellular level of the skin, which that Sotox, which is that tightener, brightener, that anti-aging serum, you can get that deeper into your skin, you're in luck. So I go ahead and I mix those up in my hands and I just apply those all over. I try not to get too close to the eye area. But that Due Date Face Oil that I applied first, that helps with cellular turnover and it also helps with inflammation. So if you have like areas of redness due to dry skin, eczema, rosacea, all those things, the Due Date Face Oil is amazing. I also love how it just gives your skin that healthy, dewy glow. Do you see that? Between that and the One Drop Wonder, you get just this beautiful, dewy appearance to your foundation application, which I just love. Okay, and then after I do that, and sometimes I include this in the cocktail itself, but these are glow drops. These are coconut infused glow drops. We have these in 3 shades. This is champagne. There's also a shade rose and a bronze. Because of my skin tone, I like to go in with the champagne because I like to apply it all over underneath my foundation. You can also apply this directly to your cream foundation or directly on your brush, your application brush. And then rub it in all over. And again, this is an illuminator, so it just helps to kind of give a pretty pearly illuminated appearance to your complexion. Okay. All right. So there's your prep. Now, you have 2 options as far as priming. If you want to use a primer, which I would suggest for anybody who has large pores, any kind of texture, unevenness in your skin tone, if you want a better application, I would suggest a primer. However, prepping your skin with really good skincare before you apply your makeup will also help with the application process and just give you more of a flawless finish. Okay, so again, all the skincare I just used, that can be enough to prep my skin for the foundation, but if I want a little more, I do add a primer. What I normally do, so we do have this, LimeLife has this priming spray. This is First Base Makeup Primer. It's oil-free makeup primer, and again, it's in a spray. You can spray this all over your face if you want that way, or you can take a beauty blender, apply a few squirts to that, and just simply put it all over. It just gives you a little bit more control, and it allows you to get a more even application if you apply it to a beauty blender. I like to use our Perfect Sunscreen. Perfect Sunscreen is an SPF 30. The foundation itself does not have SPF in it because it is designed for flash photography. So because it's designed for flash photography, a lot of times SPF can give a flashback. That's why it does not have SPF in it. So LimeLife designed this SPF 30 moisturizer, sunscreen, and makeup primer. It's all 3. It also has chicory root in it, which is a great anti-aging ingredient. It acts like retinol. So it also has those anti-aging benefits in it, which I love so much. So I usually apply this last. Like I said, on days that I don't use the SPF, I use the spray. And again, that's totally up to you depending on your individual needs. Okay, so now that all that's applied, now I can jump into my application of my foundation and concealers. I have them warming up under my leg. Our foundation and our concealer does work best when it's warmed up a little bit. You can stick it in your bra, you can stick it in your pocket. I'm sitting down, so I had it under my thigh, warming up. Okay, so I'm going to start with, this is my foundation number 26. As you can see, that shiny appearance because these are wax-based. Okay, so that's why they're better when they're warm. So you can see they've already warmed up. LimeLife's foundation is 50% pigmented, derived from plants, so it is vegan, and again, it's wax-based. What does wax-based mean? So basically what it does, it sits on the surface of the skin, so it still allows your skin to breathe. It doesn't sink into your pores, it doesn't sink into fine lines and wrinkles, and it's gonna give you less breakouts. These are the concealers. The concealers are a little higher pigment, maybe closer to 60% pigmented. These are derived from beeswax. So they are not vegan, but they are waterproof, sweatproof, okay? These are so pigmented, they will cover tattoos. They're incredible. I have two shades simply because when I mix these two together, it's designed to cover up dark areas, and I do tend to get bags under my eyes depending on how much sleep I get and how bad my allergies are, so I went with these two shades. Again, it's very customized to you. How do you get color matched for your shade? There's a color match quiz that is approximately 90% accurate, and then I always ask somebody to send me a selfie standing in front of a naturally lit window so that I can make sure that the shade that you get on your quiz is the exact shade for you. And then once you know your foundation color and shade, then you will know what concealers match that shade for you, okay? So I'm gonna go in with this 2 and 3, and again, I'm just pressing it ever so lightly. You don't need a lot. A little bit of this goes a long way because of how highly pigmented it is. And I'm just gonna show you the power of this concealer. Again, I just pushed in there a little bit, and then I'm just kind of pushing this into my skin here. Okay, look at that. So again, I'm just pressing in lightly. The brush that I'm using, this is the number 4 brush from LimeLife by Alcone. Their brushes are professional brushes. They are absolutely incredible. They're synthetic bristles, and the handles are weighted so that it gives you a little bit of more of a control, and it doesn't allow you to be so heavy with your application because you don't have to be heavy with it. You don't need a lot of product. So these products are gonna last you a long time. My foundation alone, if I use it every day. Sometimes I use it a couple times a day, but depending on if I'm doing videos and lives. Now I do have some acne down here from my mask at work, so I'm gonna try to cover this up as best I can. What was I saying? There you go. Okay, so that covers it up pretty well. And again, this is just concealers. And then I'll go over it with my foundation too. Okay. Pretty good. Now I do have some melasma up here as well. I'm sorry, I didn't finish my thought there. I completely forget what I was saying before I started talking about my maskne. Okay. All right, now, so that concealer's on, I'm going to go in with my foundation. This is shade 26. I'm just gonna press my brush into that. This is brush number 17, okay, from LimeLife. I love this for foundation application. You do not have to use a brush. You can use a beauty blender as well. Now, I usually press into my skin like this. You can also go in just gentle kind of circular motions like that as well. It's up to you. I feel like the brush gives more of a sheer application, which is fine for me, you know, for everyday use and work. If I want a heavier application, I would go in with a damp beauty blender. So I would just run the beauty blender under water, let it soak up enough water. It'll actually increase in size as it does that because it's a sponge. And then I usually take a towel and put it around the beauty blender and squeeze out all the excess water so that it's just damp. And I find that it gives you really good coverage. I do come down onto my neck a little bit just so it's uneven application. Okay, just like that. Now, after that, I do have a highlight shade. Shade 0 is the lightest shade of concealer that we have to offer. It's this shade up here. It's very light. And what I do with that, I just go into these areas here where I would want to lighten up. So this is going to kind of give that upward effect, which is oh so trendy right now. Okay. And then here on the inner side of the eye, and nose, and then the top of the nose. I usually go to the lip, and then the chin. Okay, just like that. Now, this next step you can skip. If you like to cream contour, and what I mean by contour is taking a darker shade to give your face some dimension. So this is a darker shade in a concealer. You do not have to do this. Again, this is up to you. Some people just like to do some bronzer, some blush, just to kind of give some color back to your skin after you do your foundation, and that's perfectly fine. I do like to cream contour. I'm actually going to mix this orangey warmer tone with this cooler brown tone. And what I normally do, I just kind of pull it down just underneath my cheekbone, ever so slightly, and I try to just stay behind the outer corner of the eye. Same thing here. And then I do have quite of a large forehead, so I usually do some contouring up there as well. If your forehead isn't nearly so large, I would just stick to the sides of the temples here. And then you can even just go lightly in the nose. This is just going to give you the appearance of a slimmer nose. And then I usually go along the jawline too, just lightly. My jawline is a little bit more narrow, so I don't like to go too heavy on that, but it just kind of helps to narrow the appearance of your jawline. Okay, and that's it for my contour. Then what I do, I go in with my beauty blender. Now, if you are applying your foundation with a beauty blender, which is perfectly fine, if you want heavier coverage, that's what I would do. Again, my beauty blender is already damp. Let me find the right palette. I would go in with the flat side, okay? And you're gonna press that in, and then you're just going to push it into your skin when you apply with the beauty blender, okay? That's it. I always go in, after I apply everything with a brush, just like I did, I go in with the beauty blender. This is damp. I start with the lighter shades, and I just start pressing and tapping. So I'm not pulling, I'm just pressing it in. And again, I start with the lighter shades, working into those darker shades. Okay, and now I'm going to go into that contour shade and just kind of press it in to help it blend seamlessly. When you're doing your contour here, you want to make sure that you're pulling up as you press. So everything up this way and out this way. Okay, you don't want to pull it down. And same here, you want to pull it up into the hairline. And as you can see, that just adds some dimension back to the face. Okay, done. That's it. That's it for the cream foundation application, okay? Now, I do recommend setting your cream foundation and concealer with a powder. There are two options. We have powders that are colored powders. They're like HD powders. which give you added blurring, added coverage. So if you really want to go in for coverage, the HD powders are definitely the way to go. We also have a translucent powder available, which obviously goes on and is clear. Okay, it dries clear. All right, so I unfortunately dropped my HD powder palette, so my darker shade is kind of a mess right now. I did fix it with alcohol, and then I went and I dropped it again. So I'm really good at dropping my powders. So I'm gonna try to hold it so that it doesn't spill. I have 3 shades. I have a light shade. This is my main foundation shade in the powder, and this is a contouring shade. Excuse me. I'm going to go into this lightest shade. This is, I think, Sunny Day. And I'm gonna set all those areas that are light, where I put the brightener and my lighter concealers. And I'm just kind of, again, pressing this into the skin. Okay, and then I'll go into this main foundation shade and set all those areas that I don't want the highlight to be. Okay, and then again, because I contoured, I'm actually just gonna go in lightly with this powder, see if I can't make a mess here. And I'm just going to lightly go over all those areas that I contoured with the cream contour and just give it a little added color. It's really hard to mess up with these because they're so buttery soft, very finely milled. This is a different powder than like our eyeshadows. It's definitely formulated differently. They're even great to wear alone. Like, you don't have to, if you're not somebody who likes the cream foundation, the powders are really great too. They give great coverage. Okay, guys, that's about it. Isn't it beautiful? The coverage is incredible. So I really hope this video helps with application, or to help you decide whether or not this is right for you, this formulation. Of course, last but not least, you always want to make sure that you set with a spray as well. This is 16-hour hold. This is Time Setter Makeup Finish Oil-Free Setting Spray. There's also an oil strike for oily skin. And I just kind of squirt a few squirts like that and let it dry, and you're ready to go. All right, so again, if you're interested in color matching, please reach out to me. Let me know. I'll send you the color match quiz, and then I can make sure that the color that you, or the shade that you get is correct by having you send me a selfie in a naturally lit window. All right, thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.